I did actually prep my skin with the micellar cleansing water from Garnier, so I'm just gonna literally quickly cleanse my skin. I love doing like a proper I love doing my makeup on a super clean base, like nothing on my face. Even if I just moisturize, say like I got out of the shower, I would always, can't lie, cleanse off and clean off my skin. My hair is a bit of a mess at the moment, but I promise you I've had this wig on for days. Okay, to start off with, so I'm going to first hydrate my skin with this Neutrogena Hydro Boost. I do really like this stuff. It is a water-based gel formula, so it's really good for like hydrating your skin, especially before doing your makeup. I am going to go in with another like cleanser, but that will be not cleanser. I'm going to go in with another primer afterwards, but I do really like this one. If you have dry skin, this is really good, and if you pair this with the Weleda Skin Food, I'll leave a picture here, then that is also really good for you. Next, I'm going to go in with the real deal. This Embryolisse cream, you probably would have seen it all over TikTok, all over Instagram. This stuff, I kid you not, I did my graduation makeup at, I believe I started at 5:45 in the morning. I took my makeup off at 9 p.m. My makeup did not budge, so this stuff is definitely the truth. So you can see my skin looks very hydrated, looks very good, very glossy. So first of all, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. brow lift. This stuff is really good. It's basically like as if you're doing soap brows. Okay, then I'm gonna take like a little spoolie as well. So I'm just gonna mention the products, but then also talk you guys through like what I've been up to since starting the studio. It's been very interesting. It's been good, but it's also been like quite quiet. I don't really know how to explain it. I have really enjoyed having a studio. It's been great fun. This place is sort of like a sanctuary for me. It's like my home outside of home, as much as this is, you know, like a workspace. I do really love being able to just come here sometimes and just like work and chill, spend time here on my own, or spend time here like with friends and clients and stuff. It is a really like nice space, very homey. The only thing that's annoying about here is it gets very hot. Like it gets very hot. I'm so grateful to have gotten it, but once I got the place, like a lot of like reality started to settle in. Just on my brows, just brush them up, and then I'm gonna fill them in with the NYX Professional Makeup Precision Brow Pencil, but I'm gonna conceal my brows first. I'm using the shade Espresso. I'm just gonna conceal my brows with Maple from Too Faced. So I've concealed under my brows, and then I'm gonna fill my brows in with the NYX pencil that I showed you guys before. I do feel like this brow gel does take a second to set, which I guess is good, but then it's also annoying because I kind of feel like my brow hairs move a little bit when I'm trying to fill them in. But I'm just gonna lightly just fill them in, not too much, because I tend to always go back and fill in my brows again, like at the end when I've finished, doing my makeup anyway, because I feel like it just looks better. But yeah, so life after uni has been good. Now obviously I don't have like a traditional job, do you know what I mean? Like I've left uni and I opened up a studio. Now most people would leave uni and they would, you know, get a job. I didn't do that, purely because I'm not the type of person who can work for someone, and I've known that for a very long time. I'm the type of person who I would get a job, but I always need to take holiday, or I've always got to have a day off because like something has come up and something has happened, and then I can't come into work, or I've got to take work off for this or that, blah blah blah. So from very early on, like in my working days, I think I got my first job around 16, I always knew that me working for people, not gonna happen. Like, or it's gonna happen and it's not exactly gonna be the best, you know, like option for me. It just never has been, and I don't think it ever will be, if I'm being honest. The reason why I started this studio is because some of you guys will already know I did hair all throughout my uni experience. I was doing hair from first year all the way till last year. That's what's carried me through uni. So I thought, let me just open up a studio. I'm gonna use the Too Faced Born This Way Peach Perfect foundation. This has been discontinued from what I'm aware of, but I do really like this foundation. And then I'm gonna use a Morphe face brush and I'm just gonna buff that in. So the main reason why I started this studio is because I do hair, and I do hair from home. And also I used to drive. Okay, I still drive, but not as frequently, just due to like some reasons at home. I am not able to be a mobile stylist like I used to be before, and in all honesty, I didn't want people running up and in and out of my house, right? For me, I'm quite lucky that my business was able to sustain me throughout uni, and I'm in a position now that uni is finished where I can continue on my business. We did not play when it came to getting this studio. Like, it was very much a certain decision. I knew I wanted it, my parents knew I wanted it, so we were like, what is a point in waiting to get something that we know that you need? Like, it's not one of these things where I'm just getting something because I want to get it and I need to have it. This is like, this is my work. This is now my livelihood. Like, this studio, doing hair, selling hair is what pays my bills. So yes, I needed somewhere to work. Basically just doing this because I hate the harsh line that you get from the concealer when it's like proper close to your brows. So I always just use my foundation brush and like just buff in the foundation into like the hair of my, the hairs in the beginning of my brow. I can hands down say that I can acknowledge my privilege when it came to opening up this studio. I'm just gonna take the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in Maple just to highlight under my eyes. My parents are very, very, very supportive of me and my siblings. Anything we want to do, as long as they know that it's, you know, viable, and we're not just doing it because we just want to do it, whatever, they will support it. I had the privilege of my parents helping me pay for some of the stuff for the studio. I didn't have to pay for everything on my own, especially because they know I'm fresh out of uni, okay? Student finance done, you know. I'm trying to start up my business again because I also took a break from doing business in third year of uni. Where my business was in second year financially and where it was in third year is not the same place. I can tell you that for free. Not the same place. Use a Real Technique sponge to blend out my under eye. My parents helped me pay for some of the stuff for the studio, which I'm very, very grateful for. And I can say that that is definitely one of the reasons why I was able to get this studio. If I had to do this on my own, I wouldn't have been able to do it. And I can honestly say that I'm grateful to God for blessing me with parents who are understanding of how society and how life is now. My parents are not the type to force you to go to university. You don't have to go. Do you know what I mean? Like, they will obviously naturally let you know their preference, but they will never force you to do something. If you know you've got a better plan, they will allow you to do that. So my mum and dad have always known that I've always wanted to do business ever since I was younger. Like, I remember in like secondary school, I wanted to make a lip gloss line. So I went into looking to buy all the formulation stuff to make lip glosses, all the pigments and all of that. Then I had other ideas. I was always into like drawing when I was younger. My mum would buy me like fashion books. I would draw like heels and dresses and all these things. I've never wanted to work. And I only got my jobs because everybody else got their jobs. But at the same time I got my job was when I started hair. One thing about me, I was gonna find a way to make some money. I was definitely gonna find a way to make some money or flip the money that I've got. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I can acknowledge my privilege in having supportive parents, because some people can go to their parents with such ideas and their parents would be looking at them like, are you did crazy, like, are you actually stupid, are you mad? Mine would allow me to try different things. Having supportive parents can really push you to do what it is that you want to do. I'm gonna take the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in warm beige. I'm not sure if you can see. And then I'm just gonna conceal the underneath of my eye. So I'm just gonna take a Morphe brush like this and just take a little bit like so, just for placement control. And because I'm doing a bright under eye, you don't need too much concealer. So this is just to be sure that I don't add more than I need to, and I'm going to place that all on the high point of my face. And again, I'm just going to let this dry down and then I'll come back and blend it out. So next thing I wanted to mention was delayed gratification, right? So as you know, opening up a studio fresh out of uni is a lot of money, okay? And that also means that a lot of the things I want to do fresh out of uni, I cannot do. Why? Because delayed gratification. Now, that has been what I've struggled with the most. Having to understand that because I've made this decision to level up my business and take my business to a completely new height, I can't do everything that everybody else is doing. As much as I'm making, I'm reinvesting. So everything that I've made from doing hair in the last 2 to 3 months has gone back into this studio. If it's not purchasing equipment, it's purchasing stock, it's purchasing makeup, because then I've started doing makeup, paying for the rent, paying for supplies, paying for all of these things. And it just means that I have to choose between setting up something that I know is gonna last me for life, or have fun for the short term when I could have just sacrificed for the long term. Delayed gratification is a very, very, very hard concept, I'll be honest, to accept. I'm just gonna take my beauty blender to help blend it underneath my eye. Yeah, I have definitely been struggling to accept it, and I can just be honest with that, because it's hard to watch your friends and people around you who are also in the same position as you do the things that you want to do. I can't go on holiday like right now like I thought I could. I can't just up and, you know, go to London and go to the club like I probably would have done. Well, okay, not club, but day parties, go out with my friends, all of that good stuff. I can't do that. Why? Because the amount of money that I would spend to go on the train and do this and do that, I could use it for something else. Having to be really, 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 really disciplined. And that's not to say that I'm not grateful for where I am with having this business. That is not to say I'm not grateful for being able to open up the studio. None of that. But I feel like you guys can understand. After doing 3 years of uni was hard. Coming out and then jumping straight into your business rather than giving yourself a bit of a break. And I did that strategically and on purpose. But I am human to still feel like, oh my gosh, I want to do these things that my friends are doing and I can't do them. It's tough. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, sometimes I get there, sit there upset, I'll cry to my sister, I'll whinge to my boyfriend, and I'm like, I want to do these things, but I can't. But I know that what I'm doing is, like, in a year's time, I'm gonna be laughing because I decided to establish myself in the right time rather than waiting until a lot later. So I'm gonna use to contour this Pro Base, I'm sorry it's dirty guys, please forgive me. This Pro Base foundation stick from MUA Makeup Academy. It is in the shade 188. Just gonna twist that up and just dip it in because you don't need too much. Now, one trick I learned is if you can't find where your cheekbones are, look down and then in the shadow place your contour. But I'm just gonna, I already know where I want to put it, so I'm just gonna place it here like so, a little bit on my forehead and down where my baby hairs are. And then the next bit will be down my nose, but I'm just gonna take a smaller brush like this, and then I'm just gonna do the same thing like so. Very creamy, so be careful. Just brush it down my nose, because as you can see, this side I've already accidentally put too much, and then just blend that upwards. And then I'm just gonna put some down here and a tiny bit on the bridge of my nose, and then blend that out. I am ever grateful. I am forever grateful for my parents, for my friends who believe in me, for all my clients who like book me and like buy wigs and stuff, especially in this economy. And I've decided to try and find like the best ways to make things easier for people. So obviously some of you would already know, like I've added Klarna to my website. Literally as of today, I just completed my application with ClearPay, so I've added ClearPay as well. But I'm doing my best to try and accommodate people, because I know that it's not easy. Sorry, I'm just blending my contour up into my brow, like the beginning of my brow as well, just for nice, like I feel like it really pulls the look together. So I am using this same concealer brush that I used to do under my brows, and I'm just using that to carefully buff that up, just so your nose contour doesn't look so harsh. I think this gives a more defined eye and a more seamless look. Just gonna use the Bobbi Brown powder in the shade Warm Natural to set my under eyes. I really love this powder. I saw a makeup artist, Marley Magic, use it, I think just after I bought it, and I said, yep, I made a very good purchase. And then I'm just gonna use like what's left in the cap and a small powder puff as well, not too much. And I'm gonna use that to set underneath my eyes, and then also my forehead over here and my chin. Some of the hardships I have faced with opening my studio is, first of all, getting people to know that I'm back. When I was leaving for uni back in 2019, so 3 years ago, there was no one doing hair or wigs. I can honestly say I was the only person doing wigs and all of that. No one else was doing it, so I was the go-to person, which obviously was great. But I only really started getting like proper good at hair when I was just about to go to uni. So to come back, it's like, oh my gosh, I have to reintroduce myself. Now where I live is a very small town. We do not have influencers. We do not have YouTubers. We don't have them. So the way a lot of obviously girls in London can advertise is doing lots of like free collabs with people, or doing all those sorts of things, but we don't have that, so I can't do that. So now I have to find another way to advertise. And the thing is, I can honestly put my hand up and say no one to look for help. I knew that I need help. I can't do this on my own. I'm gonna take the Juvia's Place dark palette, and I'm just going to use this shade down here as my bronzer contour, just to set where I've contoured. And I'm just going to use this like fluffy brush. So I've learned that I know I need help, like I can't do this on my own. So I decided to outsource and look for just like a marketing agency or someone who works in marketing to help me understand like what I need to do instead. Because I came up with a couple ideas. I was like, oh, what if I get like a billboard on the Magic Roundabout, you know? What if I get like some posters and stuff and put them up in town, blah blah blah. But then I was like, that also shelters me to only Swindon, because again, Swindon is predominantly white. There's not as many black people, but there are more black people in like surrounding areas like Bristol, Reading. I can't just do an ad that is solely Swindon based, because then I'm boxing myself in, which again is not ideal. So there's a lot that I knew that, okay, I'm definitely gonna need some help. I cannot do this by myself. Like, I cannot. Advertising is not my strongest point. So I was like, I'm gonna outsource, and there's nothing wrong with outsourcing. I know that a lot of people always want to try and be self-made. I did everything on my own. I cannot do everything by myself, okay? That's why when you have big corporations, you have a finance department, you have a marketing department, you have all these other departments. Why? Because the CEO knows I can't do everything. You can come to me with your ideas, but I can't do everything, which is fine. So I understood that I needed to go and look for help, which is exactly what I went and did. So next, for the super bright under eye that I know the girlies be loving, I'm going to use this air spun loose powder, and I'm just going to take a little bit of it on my my same powder puff, and I'm just going to place tiny bits under my eyes, a little bit on my forehead here and here. I think that's what made some of my pictures come out really nicely. You do not need a lot. We are dark-skinned babes. We do not need a whole lot of translucent, aka bright powder under your eye. Guys, please, come on. Don't need too much, just a little. So I'm just gonna take a bit like that, get some of the excess off, and then just place some underneath my eyes. The last couple of months have been a lot of praying, a lot of asking God for guidance, a lot of asking for like friends and family's opinions, like what do people think, like do you guys think I'm making the right decisions, you know, should I change this up, should I change that up, should I work with this person, should I not work with this person, a whole bunch of things. And I also one day was sat with my mum, and I realized this studio, or where I am with my business now, is an answered prayer. So before going to uni, I must have been, I want to say in second year of college, because that's when I really properly started doing hair. Now, me and my youth group, my church group, we would always go to like Lydiard Park or Coat Water, like after church, especially when it was sunny in like the summertime. And I remember I was walking with two of the girls, shout out Alberta and Natasha. I remember I was walking with them, and I must have said that going to uni is just, I'm just going to uni, but I know when I come out, I want to do hair. Hair is gonna be my main thing. Like, uni is my backup plan in case this doesn't work out. And I remember having that little like revelation moment in one of the days that I was sat getting upset because of where business is and the whole delayed gratification thing. And I was like, I didn't realize that this is a prayer that I prayed years ago, and I manifested and I spoke this into existence without even realizing. I can't literally remember where I was walking, where I was stood when I said what I said. And less than 2 weeks after finishing uni, I'd got in the studio. That's nuts when you think about it. And I didn't even realize, because me being me, I'm the type of person where I can achieve something, I can do something, and I feel like it's not good enough, because I'm like, why don't I get a shop? Why have I only got a studio? I keep thinking you need to be on the next biggest thing. No, take time. Take time. And I would never take time, and then I'd just get upset because I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I not in this position? Why is this going this way? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just too hard on myself. I am very grateful to be where I am, but I also like a high achiever, or I have these really, really high expectations on myself where I feel like I need to be bigger and better. I need to be on this and I need to be on that, when in reality, no, I don't. Like, I am perfectly fine where I am. God has answered a lot of prayers that I prayed a long time ago without me even realizing. And then here I am saying, I don't want to be here and I want to be there, or complaining about this and complaining about that, when really and truly it's like, no, you're okay, you are where you need to be. Sometimes I feel we need to sit down and really acknowledge where we are and look back and realize, like, these are things that you prayed for. Enya 3 years ago, Cam 3 years ago, 4 years ago, would never have thought that fresh out of uni she'd be sitting in her own studio for hair. I never would have even thought that at all. I'm just gonna take this Excess Revolution blush in retro and this masked powder brush, and I'm just gonna apply some coral blush just on the high points of my cheeks. And then some on like the bottom of my nose. Just like so. And I actually bring the blush like up into my under eye. Just a little. And then next I'm just gonna set my face with the MAC Fix Plus setting spray. My camera's overheating, so I'm just gonna set my face, let my camera cool off, and then I'm gonna come back and do my lips. I'm just gonna take my beauty blender and I'm just gonna press in the setting spray just so I don't look so shiny. As you can see, it removes some of the shine, but you still definitely look, you know, still got a nice healthy glow. And then I'm gonna take what's left on my little powder puff and then basically sort of just re-powder under my eyes, just so they remain like matte. This place already feels like home. Whenever I've had anyone come in here, they've always told me, oh my gosh, like this place is so homey, it literally feels like home. How don't you end up sleeping here, staying here? Like I can be here till like 1, 2 a.m. I remember I was doing a client until like 1 a.m. and it was so cozy. She said to me, it doesn't even feel like I'm in a studio. It doesn't feel like I'm in, like I'm getting my hair done. She just feels like she's at her friend's house, like chilling. And that is one of the best things that I've always wanted. I've always wanted a place that feels like home, not somewhere that feels like work. If it feels like work, then I'm not gonna like it. But this place doesn't feel like work, and I love that for me. I love that for my business. I love that for my clients. I, in a way, manifested the life that I've wanted, but I've also let God do what God needs to do. Don't get in his way. I have made a lot of sacrifices with this place, like I said, and whatnot. Like, hair is not my end goal, and a lot of people that know me know that it's not. I have other things that I'm working on. Hair, really and truly, is like my is what I'm using to boost, and it's what's gonna, like, income from hair is what's gonna cover the other things that I'm working on, basically. I'm grateful that I can even think that way. I'm grateful that I have these ideas and I have people around me that support me, that love me, and that believe in everything that I do, because not everybody has that. So that alone is a gift in itself. But I basically just use this Bourjois Rouge Edition Velvet lipstick as my lip liner. This is the perfect brown, and I know you guys can see it is the perfect brown. I love this stuff. I am now in my waiting season, and as much as that sucks, it is what it is. So I'm in my season of waiting because business has quietened down now, and I know that this is my time to sort of plan for the future, plan for like a Black Friday sale, plan for all these things, and just understand that like this is my season to get closer to God and really understand where it is that I want my business to go, where I want my vision to be, and where I see myself in the next year. Because I was looking at my waiting season and this downtime as a negative light, because I'm the type of person, I always need to be doing something. I need to be doing something. If I'm not doing something, I feel like a bum. And because I've been quite quiet with business at the moment, I was supposed to be in Sweden right now, but I had to cancel it. I kind of feel like I'm not doing anything, and I feel like I'm wasting my time and I'm wasting away. But I had a really nice talk with my good sis Deborah the other day when she came to get her hair done. She was like, no, she said your waiting season is your time to get closer to God and understand and rediscover what you like, so that when business now comes in full force, you don't feel overwhelmed, you don't feel tired, you don't feel like you've been consumed by everything that's going on. And honestly, it really opened my eyes, and I just understood that, you know what, there's a time for everything. I know that I get overwhelmed. I know I get overwhelmed. So what she said really resonated with me, and it just made too much sense. Take the time to just chill out and just rest small. I'm gonna take the Made by Mitchell blush in Shady Business, and I'm gonna use that to just as a nude like lipstick, or just like a nude shade for the inside of my lips. And then I'm gonna take the NYX Butter Gloss in Madeline, and then I'm just gonna place that straight on top. And then lastly, I'm gonna take some clear gloss just like this, take a little bit on a small flat brush like this, and literally just put that all over the outer corner of my lips where I've lined. So next I just used some powder from this Juvia's palette. I used this top one and I just used it to set here on my face, just because I always tend to forget to set here and then the rest of my face looks pretty matte, and then it's just my cheeks are really glossy. Face, and then I went in with a tiny bit more of the Airspun powder, and I basically just used like what was in the lid and just went a little bit under my eyes again. I'm just gonna go over my nose because I forgot to find out. Then I'm gonna use the brush to just to just dust that off. My makeup looked so good in my pictures. I put some pictures here and here so you guys can see what my graduation makeup actually turned out to look like, but it did actually look really, really nice. Future plans. So for the business, as I mentioned before, I knew that I needed to outsource and look for help, so I've done that. And I'm working with this really, really lovely lady, and we are in the process of changing a lot of things. So those of you who follow my business page and you have a look at my website and stuff, a lot of things are going to change. Business name, colors, themes, everything. There's a lot that's going to change, so I don't want anyone to be alarmed when they see things changing. Even on my socials, you might notice my name too, but don't be alarmed. I'm still me. I'll present you guys with the change when the change comes. But yeah, I just wanted to talk you guys through my graduation makeup so you guys can see what I did to get it, and then give you a little talk through of like life lately, how opening the studio has been, how difficult it's been, having to, you know, like do a lot of sacrifices and just, you know, hold on to things that you prayed for before. Opening a studio is not easy, especially fresh out of uni. Opening any business or restarting any business is not easy straight out of uni, or in general. A lot of businesses fail within the first like 3 to 5 years, and I'm lucky that my business hasn't. So I'm very grateful to my friends, my family, everyone who around me who supports me. I love each and every one of you dearly, and I just pray that in like a year's time, when I look back at these YouTube videos that I'm actively like doing and posting, I'm gonna think, oh my gosh, like you didn't even know what was to come. So I just want to say, whatever you guys want to do, just do it. Even if it's in a small town, just do it. I want to start a series called like creating a small business in a small town, because I don't see much content about it and how people can work towards making like an empire or doing whatever they want to do in a small town. And I want people to be encouraged that yes, it is hard, but it's not impossible, and you can do anything that you put your mind to. On that note, thank you guys for watching this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know if you want me to do any more looks, any more tutorials, if you like this video, if you didn't like this video, if there's anything else that you want me to do. I'll put the links to all the makeup that I use in the description bar below. Links to obviously like my hair company. We are doing 15% off, so click the link in the bio to get your own wigs. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.